Want to know what it's really like to live in Roanoke?
Stay tuned and we'll tell you the truth. Hey and welcome, it's Hal Cohn.
And Chris Cohn with Cohn Realty Group.
If this is your first time to our channel, please make sure you click that subscribe button as well as that little bell icon so that you're getting notified each and every time that we release a new video about living, working, and playing in the amazing, one of my favorite words, amazing Roanoke Valley.
It is pretty amazing, and we have folks constantly contacting us saying they want to live in, all around, or move to Roanoke, Salem, Botetourt, and the surrounding areas. So if that's you, your family, or your friends, please get in touch with us. We'd love to have a conversation with you. You can text us, you can call us, or you can email us.
Alright, so before this thing called YouTube, Chris and I were in your exact shoes looking for a new home, and we had to go a different route by using a site called findyourspot.com.
I don't even know if that's in existence anymore.
I know, we even tried to look it up ahead of time, and it looks like they're doing long-term maintenance on the site.
It was a great site though.
Yes, it was.
You plug in a bunch of parameters and preferences, and then it spits out some of your top 10 places you should really hone in on that meet those criteria. And some of the places were like Boise, Idaho,
yes.
Missoula, Montana,
Yes.
Asheville, North Carolina, where we lived for a bit.
And Roanoke, Virginia.
Roanoke. I was like, really? This is so weird. My hometown. It's suggesting that we go back based on what we really liked. So that was funny.
And we did not start out in Roanoke. We started out in Asheville and ended up in Roanoke later on.
Right.
But we would not trade it for the world. We love it. And today we want to share with you a day in the life, because you can go to these places and you can visit all these great spots that you find and you want to look at. But just going there and visiting, you get to get a sense for the community. But do you really get a full flavor and taste of exactly what it's like to live there on a day-to-day basis?
No, it was so hard when we visited these places, like you said. It was really neat to check out all the attractions and the restaurants, but I really want to know day in, day out, when the luster has worn off a little bit. What's it like to live in this town? So we thought we'd give you kind of the cold, hard truth, the good, the bad of living in Roanoke. Hope you enjoy it, and here goes.
So no matter what stage of life you're in, you're gonna find your perfect day in the life here in Roanoke. We can almost guarantee it. And for us, we're a married couple. We've got 2 kiddos and
a doggy, Dixie Lola,
Yes.
who is our 2-year-old golden doodle. She's so sweet. So you're hearing this from a middle-aged family perspective, but it is transferable no matter what stage and age you are.
Yeah, some activities we'll talk about no matter what age or stage, wherever you are in life, you're going to be able to attend some of these activities, you're going to be able to go to some of these places, and you're going to find your spot to hang out and enjoy life here in the Roanoke Valley on a daily basis. So in our daily routine, we are active people. So for us to be active and to maintain that ability, then we get up each and every day and we work out with some intentional fitness in mind. And where do we usually do that?
Usually at our home gym, or we'll choose to go to the YMCA. There's a bunch of YMCAs across the valley, and there's some private gyms as well, so you can check those out.
And then Carolian Clinic has a couple of places. They used to be called the Rack in the Back, but they've changed names.
Yes. But if you prefer to take your exercise outdoors, we have a very extensive greenway trail throughout the valley. And so you can bike it, you can walk your dogs. Lots of people always walking their dogs on those trails, and also just around the neighborhoods.
Yeah, you can jog, take your babies for strolls, all sorts of things to do on the greenways, and they're interconnected throughout Roanoke County and Roanoke City, and almost completely into Salem now, but Salem has its own little greenways as well. Once we've gotten that fitness in for the morning, then it's time to go full tilt on getting those kiddos ready for school.
Yeah, in the way of schooling, you'll find through niche.com, or you can say niche.com, or schooldigger.com. They have a lot of stats for you to research and find out what option is best for your family. But overall, our schools are highly rated here in the Valley. And that's the public schools, and there's also private school options as well. And then in these times of COVID, you've got a lot of homeschool or virtual learning opportunities too. And I know we have a very strong homeschool population location in the Valley. So lots of choices you can choose from, but getting those kids ready for school is imperative so mommy and daddy can work and they can learn.
Woo! I don't know about you, but I got those kids out the door and they are at school now. So that gives me and Chris the opportunity to do some adult things like take care and run a business. So what does that look like on some days for us?
Well, we always enjoy having relationships over breaking bread, right? So we do a lot of coffee meetings and some breakfast meetings. And some of our favorite places are the local coffee shops and local restaurants. Places like Mill Mountain Coffee.
Little Green Hive.
Oh yeah, and Sweet Donkey.
Oh
in
yeah,
South
Sweet
Roanoke.
Donkey, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then for restaurants, there's quite a few to choose from. Famous Anthony's has a ton of locations throughout the valley.
Yes.
But the one that I think of all the time that's iconic to Roanoke is
The Roanoker.
and you usually get like the big boy breakfast or something.
I think that's the name of it, yeah. I mean, that's whenever I'm splurging and I'm not tuned into my fitness like I need to be. So
Yes.
it's got like pancakes and eggs and bacon and sausage and you name it. It's got the carbs that I don't need in there. But I still love it. Have some coffee, break some bread with some guys, have a little devotion, something like that. It's always awesome. And then also in Salem, we've got Our Daily Bread, which is a great spot to do that too. So they've got like, they have crepes and they have like pastries and all sorts of yummy breakfast. So great spot to hang out as well in the early morning hours before that commute to work.
Yeah, and for working, there's a lot of different options. We'll go into employers in a minute. But typically, as you're thinking about commuting to work, your travel time is going to be around 20 minutes or under. That's the average commute in the Valley, so that's not bad at all.
No.
Especially coming from Atlanta, where we used to live. I love taking the metro, but
You love taking MARTA?
MARTA was fun. I liked living in town.
MARTA
Atlanta,
is smarta.
But what about you? You enjoyed your hour-and-a-half commute, didn't you?
No, not really. So I had like a 30-mile commute that ended up taking like an hour and a half in the morning. It's not fun. So I love the commuting ability here in Roanoke being so minimal.
Right, and we usually joke, if you've heard this on some of our other videos, you'll know it, but it takes about 20 minutes to get anywhere in the valley. It's really not that big. We're talking about 300,000 people in the whole valley, and about 20 minutes to get just about anywhere, give or take.
Right.
So it's really navigable. Is that a word?
Yeah, that was great. You pulled that off perfectly. Well done.
Cool. But you could also go to your employer, or we have a lot of co-working spaces too. Those are up and coming, and those are spaces where you work together in one large area, and it's a co-working, co-networking space, so you can learn from one another.
Yeah, and they've got like, it's called the Co-Lab down in Grandin, and they've got conference rooms you can rent out. You can do like monthly memberships, high-speed internet, and so you can actually work outside the house. If you buy a house here and it doesn't have that extra office space,
right,
there is opportunity to go to the Co-Lab and get what you need. They've got print services and all that stuff too.
And just be around people. I mean, there's this flow of ideas, but there's also just the feeling of being around people that's pretty comforting.
Yes. All right, so you're following us along in the day of our life, which hopefully that can emulate over to your life as well in some regard. So we are at the office for a little bit, or maybe be in the studio shooting a YouTube video like we are today.
Yes, we're all over the place.
Yes. Yeah, we're kind of like, we're in the car, out the car, in the office, out the office, you name it, we're all over the place because we got to help make sure you guys are taken really great care of along with our team.
So we're working, and let's talk about the work environment. We've got a great video on top employers of Roanoke. We encourage you to check that out. But off the top of my head, the main industries here are healthcare, manufacturing, banking, and community service. So there is a nice rise of entrepreneurs in this area and young professionals.
Absolutely.
And we're seeing a ton of people relocate here that can work remotely. So they're moving here for the quality of life. And then they can bring their job with them.
That's right, absolutely. Yeah, and we've got some grants going on in the community as well. So we've got like fiber optic going all over the place. Like I'm looking outside our studio right now, and I see a fiber optic line going in right across the street. So that's happening. Yeah, so you're gonna have high-speed internet to be able to like upload these huge videos that you may need to do, or any type of work that you're doing that may require high speed and security. You're gonna have access to it. And if you're retired and you just want to volunteer, I mean, there's tons of opportunities here to do that. I mean, we saw a commercial last night that made me remember Meals on Wheels needs help.
Oh, I know.
You know,
right.
so it's like, what are they doing in this time? Well, they're they're safely delivering meals to people's porches.
Right, and you can really tailor your volunteer based on your interest. I mean, there's a lot of outdoor activities that need help, like trail maintenance and things like that. Or, I mean, even nursing homes, of course, there's a need for that. Local pet shelters and things like that.
Whether you're working in an office, whether you are working at home, or whether you're volunteering in the community, or even from your house as well, then we've got the spot for you. And then once you're done with the day, guess what? You're gonna want to do something else besides work. You're gonna want to play.
Yes.
All right, so you've worked hard, you volunteered hard, and now for us, it's time to pick up the kids.
That's right. So we head to the school, pick up the kids, and then we figure out what activity there is today. Now, we actually, I think, do a pretty good job of limiting their activities because we don't want to be stretched too thin.
Right.
And we love family time.
Yes,
so
we do.
We may not be as active as some other families, but it works for us. So this afternoon, our kids have swim practice, so we would take them there. In this case, it's at the YMCA. But what we want to let you know is that no matter if you're a child, a young adult, an adult, or a senior, there's so many activities that you can be involved in that are sports related or art related, anything. I mean, I'm thinking piano lessons all the way to ballet, to basketball, to kickball. There's a lot of opportunities through Parks and Recreation, through some private organizations, and also through the gyms.
Yeah, so you're not going to be lacking for things to do outside of work when it comes to either the kids or yourself. So you can be actively involved in sports, cultural type of activities, and those types of things. So you're going to be confident in that.
Well, remember, we were in the adult softball league and adult kickball league until we kept getting hurt. So
we injured ourselves, so broke shoulder later. I think I twisted my knee in kickball of all things. Can you believe it?
I think I hurt my foot in kickball. I think I was much better as a kid than I was an adult. So there's those physical activities and cultural activities that you can do that are a lot of fun to enrich your life.
Yeah, and then for us, on the rare occasion that we schedule it properly, we get to go hang out with friends, adult friends, and no kids.
Yeah, that's always fun. It's
or you could do it with kids if you want to. We prefer
course.
Not kids, sometimes at least.
Just get a little break.
That's right, a little break.
Yeah.
And so we might go to, say, Old Salem Brewing Company here in downtown Salem to meet some friends and be socially distant and have some of their really nice brews that they have crafted up this week.
And every once in a while, there are some great food trucks like Mama Jean's Barbecue that shows up. Very good. Lots of food trucks in this valley.
Yeah.
They're up and coming, and I didn't realize how many there really were until there's that food truck rodeo.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, it's a lot. It's good to see. But yeah, hanging out with friends is always fun. You can do appetizers or drinks. We like Big Lick downtown where they have these outdoor fireplaces.
Yeah.
It's really nice. But again, this goes back to your stage. Whatever you're interested in, there are places to hang out with friends that you can easily access after hours.
That's right. So we are heading home from our great evening out with friends, going down 581 more than likely if we're coming from downtown. And what do we get? What do we get to see?
The Roanoke Star. Have you heard about the Roanoke Star? It's one of our most iconic things of Roanoke. It's called the Star City because of this huge illuminated star that was erected in 1949, and it is glowing neon. It's like this beacon. Come to Roanoke.
Come to Roanoke.
But it's beautiful, and it just reminds me so much of the history of Roanoke. It is steeped in history. Roanoke used to be called Big Lick and then Roanoke, and it's got a lot of different names because of this boom that it had in the 1800s because of the railroad that came to town in early 1900s. And then we still have a lot of those nods to history today. So I love that. In each video, you'll get a little taste of history.
Just a teeny bit of history from Chris. We're gonna have to do a video that's Chris's nuggets of history.
I would love it.
It feels so good to be home.
I do love coming home.
Yeah,
After a long day. Yeah.
It feels so good. So we're at home, ending the day, and we absolutely love our home here in Salem.
Yeah, I do. I like our home a lot. And our goal as realtors, of course, is to help you find the perfect home for you or help you sell your home to meet your goals for your family. But nonetheless, let's talk about housing a little bit in the Roanoke Valley.
So housing in the Roanoke Valley, as you've heard in multiple videos from us, housing here in the Roanoke Valley is significantly cheaper than most places in the United States. We've got a very good market for you to buy a house and probably get more house than you currently have for a better price.
Yeah, depending on where you're coming from, a lot of folks that are contacting us are just shocked at how much house, how much yard they can get for the price point.
Yes.
So, and they're beautiful homes. Lots of variety here. There are quite a few traditional homes, lots of brick siding you'll see. We do have a lot of basements here. That's kind of a shocker for some people.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so used to it. I'm like, oh, a basement's unusual, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, and we're thinking about price points. I mean, we have got them from $50,000 all the way up to like millions of dollars, right? So, you know, typical most folks in the valley are looking at homes in between like about 150, closer to like 180 now, up to about 250. That's kind of the main price range as far as what people are looking for here. That's the most popular ones. But I mean, for those prices, you can get, you know, a couple thousand square feet. You can get a finished basement. You can get, you know, a lot of times they're going to be updated. They're going to be exactly what you're looking for. And then if it's not quite what you need, then even around 300, 350, you're going to get a smashing home that you're going to love.
That's right. And so we encourage you to check out all of our other videos on specific neighborhoods because each little neighborhood in Roanoke has its own flair and flavor. We could spend hours just talking about that, but we've broken it up to little segments for you. A lot of Roanoke neighborhoods are on this YouTube channel.
Man, I am so thankful the weekends here because, you know, our weekends are never packed as realtors. However, when you're not a realtor and you're not helping people buy and sell houses, which we absolutely love, then we've got a ton of activities that are going to be available for you to entertain yourself and to just enjoy just being here in Roanoke.
Yeah, and you can make your schedule as jam-packed full as you want or as laid back and relaxed as you want. I mean, people hang out in the library or find a park, lay out a picnic blanket and hang out there all day, just dipping in the streams and doing their thing. You can do that. There always seems to be a festival every single weekend here in Roanoke, Salem, Botetourt.
When it's not coronavirus.
Yeah, when it's not coronavirus. In a normal year,
that's right,
you will find there's always something to do. But kind of a typical day, a Saturday, a dream Saturday for us, if we're not going to be showing homes, is going to be heading out to the farmers market. There's farmers market in a lot of different hubs and city centers around the valley. So I'm thinking Benton, Salem, Roanoke County has quite a few. Roanoke City has the longest continuously operating farmers market in Virginia.
Ding! History!
History. We do need a little bell. Anyways, so go to the farmers market and there you get not only local produce but local goods and crafts and arts. So that's one thing we need to mention is just that you're not only buying local produce, but there's a lot of local stores and vendors and artists that you can support. So we very much encourage you to shop local here.
That we do. And then once you're done with the farmers market, you may have done some shopping, like walking around downtown Roanoke, downtown Salem, those spots, which are really great for that. And like, I want to go and actually enjoy the outdoors for a couple hours or so. Then one of the spots that we really like is going to be Carvin's Cove. And the reason we like it so much is because there is a lot to do out there. It's thousands of acres, and you can mountain bike, you can fish, you can just paddle your canoe or kayak out there, or you can just hike the trails as well.
Right, and there's picnicking opportunities, there's bird watching. Again, you can do as low intensity or as high intensity as you want. And really when people think about Roanoke, Virginia, they think about our outdoor amenities. So that's gonna typically be the first thing. People move here, again, they move here for those outdoor amenities and this quality of life. It's really fantastic. Carvin's Cove is just one example.
Yeah.
We have so many options. We have Smith Mountain Lake. That is a huge lake. Lots of boating, recreational things. We've got camping, hiking. You talked about mountain biking a little bit. We have some great videos on top waterfalls and also the top 7 hiking trails.
That's right, yeah.
So you can check both of those out too.
All right, so let's not forget restaurants and cultural activities. And for us, we're very fortunate because we live just a couple of blocks off of downtown Salem. So we can walk downtown to the restaurants. And guess what happens when we go down the street most of the time? When we see somebody, they wave, they say, hey, how you doing?
Good evening. It's a very friendly valley, and I think we kind of take it for granted because we're so used to it. But people on the street speak to you, they'll say hello, they'll at least acknowledge you and smile. We've had a lot of folks come in, clients come in from across the country that have said, even your drivers are nice. The people on the street are nice. The people that you meet in the shops are going out of their way to be friendly. But even the drivers are pleasant. So we hope that's your experience too. But true Southern hospitality here.
So the weather is awesome, and you're taking a stroll, and you're gonna have a nice dinner at a wonderful restaurant outside on, I'd like to say lanai. We don't have lanais here in the mountains, so we have decks and outdoor spaces.
And patios. I like to call them verandas sometimes. Those are all fancy words, but we have outdoor dining and indoor dining and a variety of restaurants to choose from. I love that. We have a lot of international restaurants emerging, and we have some great diners and dives and some 5-star white tablecloth restaurants too.
Yeah, some fine dining spots as well. So, and you can find us at any of those places because maybe one day we're like, hey, we want to do some fine dining, but then there's nothing like going to a dive and getting like a good burger or something that nobody else knows about. So what are those like hidden gems per se?
Yes, so many restaurants. I think the hardest part about going out to eat is figuring out where you want to go.
Yeah, could you say, where do you want to go?
I don't know. Where do you
I
want to
don't
go?
care. Where do you want to go?
And then we name about 10 spots. So we're going to name a few off for you, but I don't want you just to follow these. There's so many other options. Please explore those. And know, as you're learning from natives and people who live here, you just have a wide variety no matter where you live in town.
So day in the life for us, one spot that we like to go is Village Grill, over by her old stomping grounds in her old neighborhood over in Grandin.
Yeah, Westino area.
Then we got Mac and Bob's in downtown Salem, which is a long-standing establishment, American food, flavored food, and it's great.
Right, Billy's Ritz is also another place. It has a really neat courtyard. You can have appetizers and drinks, all al fresco, but excellent food too. And then we have Texas Tavern, which is famous for their hot dogs and chili, and it's just you have to go there I can't even describe it.
You can't describe it, you just gotta go and check it out. That's right, yeah. Words will not do it justice.
That's right.
And the food's great.
And then 419 West is a great option if you're looking for a little bit of something for everyone. Lots of variety on their menu to choose from.
And if you're looking for really, really, really fine dining, I can think of 3 places to go. You've got the Regency Room in Hotel Roanoke. You've also got Frankie Rollins downtown for like steak to die for. And then also, what was the other one I think of? Oh, Blue Apron in Salem.
Yeah, and there's a couple others you can choose from as well. Another one that we really like is River and Rail Restaurant. That's where we got like champagne and homemade pork rinds, but local foods, local ingredients, very good Southern twist, and very good food.
So when you're thinking about the day in the life of a Roanoker, or what's it really like to live in Roanoke, we hope you found that you're gonna find great schools, you're gonna find a grete community atmosphere, you're gonna find tons of activities no matter what stage of life you're in, and it's gonna be a place that is welcoming to you and those that come along with you.
That's right, and if you have any questions or wanna contact us, we'd love to hear from you. Please call us, text us, or email us. And if you just wanna learn a little bit more about Roanoke occasionally, we send out a newsletter twice a month, so you can sign up for that. In the comments below will be the information. We look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you so much.
And more importantly, I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.